Hey, what up, YouTube fam? This is Note to Fake Jays. Today, I wanted to do a review of the 2019 infrared that I just received yesterday from Nike. Ordered on Saturday. I was actually quite surprised how quickly they were sold out, and I was lucky enough to grab a few pair in size 8.5 and arrived yesterday. So the first thing I noticed about the box was that the internal flaps were not taped down, and I actually had to do that myself. So these flaps right here were up, and that was apparent for all my boxes. I opened it; these were not taped down. So maybe that's a way to tell that these were authentic. That Nike no longer confirms or makes sure that these flaps are down. Anyways, so the box is your pretty typical Jordan 6 boxes for now. You have your black infrared, Air Jordan 6 Retro 384664060. I got this in size 8.5. Ever since the Jordan started to retro, I started to get half size down. I typically wear size 9, but since with these retros coming out, I had to down half a size. And for this particular shoe, a lot of people think and say that this is actually true to size. For me, it is still not true to size, meaning that, you know, if these were true to size, I would be wearing size 9, you know, because that's my true to size. But because these are much bigger now, I had to downsize half. So when I wore it yesterday, I tried them out. It fit pretty comfortably, but it was still a little bit roomy. So you know, so take it as what it is. To me, I would recommend you do half size down. Okay, thing about this shoe. So the first thing that popped out was obviously the Nike Air. I think this shoe is long overdue, given the previous versions that have been released, starting from 2000. And then you have your Varsity Red, you have your Infrared Pack, and then you have your 2014 Infra Pink. And then now we get the 2019. I hope I'm not missing other versions, but you know, every single version that came out had a little subtle differences, and some people liked them, some people didn't. But for me, I think what made me want to get this was because, number one, it has Nike Air, and has, you know, supposedly this infrared is much better than the Infra Pink. I never got the Infra Pink one, but I saw a couple of pictures on the web, and just felt like, you know, yeah, that shoe was really pink. And so, but then I think this shoe kind of tied everything together nicely because it has the 3M hit on the side. It has better infrared color here, although I still like a little bit deeper infrared. The color that's you know, hopefully matched this. But if you actually kind of look at it from the side, it looks like the box is just a little bit, has a darker infrared than this one has more of a brighter orange infrared. But, you know, it is what it is, so, you know, I'm going to take it for what it's worth and just be happy with it. The other thing I noticed was that the tongue, I want to make sure that, I was really hoping that the tongue would not be so short like the Maroon retros. But I wore them yesterday and they were good. You know, they were high and really mimicking the style of the OG. So I was really pleased with that. Other than that, I think the shoe is pretty comfortable to wear. The material, I think, can be a little bit better. I just feel like this is, you know, again, this Nubuck or Durabuck or whatever you want to call it, it's still just, you know, just blah. You know, I'm not really a big fan of this. I just feel like, you know, they could have used a little bit better material with that. The other thing I noticed was that for every single left shoe of mine, when I took it out, there was an indent. Let me see if I can show you to you. It is right where my thumb is. I don't know if you can actually see it, but right there. Okay, so oops. right there. Okay, every single shoe in the same place too. It had an indent, so I think when they were putting the shoe in a box, something was, crushing it and made this indent mark. And it's really easy to fix. So you can just put your hand in there and just push it out from the inside out and just kind of rub it, and it'll go away. But when I looked at it, all my left shoe had the same indent. I was like, oh no, are these scratches or what? But anyways, you can fix that. So maybe that's another thing to see whether or not if something is original, is that all these shoes have indents on them. Of course, you get the lace lock with Nike on one side and then Jumpman on the other. You got the infrared Jumpman hit right there. Of course, you guys are probably going to know more about this shoe than I do. But you have your Nike Air print with a red infrared insole. Red infrared again hit on the bottom and with icy sole. Yeah, so I think for this shoe, for me, I would rate this out of 10. I would say at 8.5, just because of the I think it was way overdue. I think the material could have been better. I think the sizing could be a little bit better too. It is just a tad bit stiff in my opinion, and I don't remember the OG being like this. I think, of course, with the OGs that I had in high school, I remember they were just super comfortable shoes. I mean, they were just, once you slip them in, you just felt like you were walking on butter. It was just that smooth and that comfortable. And although the awkwardness of wearing the shoe was apparent, just because it was bulky, it was high. It was the fashion. It was not the fashion at the time. The shoes back in the days were low cut, slim. And when I had these shoes in high school back in 1991, I was very self-conscious, just because I felt like I was wearing space boots, with these ankle pads on the side and or ankle bumps. That I just felt like, wow, these are like weird looking shoes. But this is something that I was getting every single year, that my parents would buy me a pair of Jordans every year. And when I got to the store and I saw these shoes, I was really hesitant. I was like, I don't know if I like these, but I was a fan of Jordans, and I am still now. But I just like, you know what, I'm gonna buy these, and my agreement was that I would just wear this the whole school year until next year. By the time next year comes around, the shoe was already been beat, because I wear for basketballs on the team, and so I would get the next pair next year, which would be the Jordan 7s. So anyways, so I would give this an 8.5 for the. I think the color, the color too. I wished the color was a little bit more deeper, which would mimic the OGs a lot better. So material could be better. The lettering on the Nike Air could be better too. I feel like this is way too skinny, and it's just doesn't look very, it just looks very wimpy. Doesn't look very confident. So if you compare to the OGs, the letterings were much bolder and just were thicker. And the Nike swoosh was much thicker too, where there wasn't a lot of much gap between the swoosh and the letter. Here you can see there is a lot of gap here. So that's my take. I think for what it's worth, I think 8.5 in terms of the size. I think they could have done better with sizing, the material, the color, the lettering, size of the lettering. That's why I give it an 8.5 out of 10. So I wanted to show you my other shoe, which I customized, and this one is for the Maroon 6s, the recent retro release. And I've always wanted to go back in time and get my original back, because I had these the white infrared in high school, and if you see the lettering here, it is much wider than the recent retro. And you can see, I can do a comparison here. This one you can't really see. Oh, there you go. So okay, so you can see the N and the N very different. This one's much skinnier. And same thing with the rest of the letters. I-K-E, I-K-E. They're just very different font. But the thing about the infrared 6s is that the tongue was really, really short, and I didn't appreciate that. But I thought the tongue was just, just barely sticking out, and I didn't like that. So when I wore these on, tried these on yesterday, the shape of the tongue and the length of the tongue mimic the OG really well. So I give a thumbs up to Jordan Brand for that. Whereas the Maroons, the tongue was just really, really short. And, anyways. So this is my customization. I had to basically, redo the whole outsole here. Cleared everything out and then used white paint. And then I got this formula for the paint from a friend of mine. And I think it turned out beautifully. I think this color actually matches the box a little bit better. It has more of a deeper, it's bright in a way, but it's also, I feel like it's a little bit deeper, which mimicking the OG color. So let me show you side by side of the colors here. So you can tell that the 1991, I'm sorry, 2019 version is just a little bit brighter, whereas this one is more of a mimicking, I think, the OG color on the infrared, on the white infrareds. So, and I'm thinking that since I have a couple pair, I might modify this one to the sample Jordan 6s, where they have infrared or orange Nike Air, and I think the only difference is that this black part right here is flipped. So the black part is at the bottom here, and then this part is infrared. So I have to basically clear everything out and use this color paint and then paint it over this. So that's something that I may eventually do in the future, but I don't know. So that'd be cool to have a sample color infrared Jordan infrared 6s. All right, so that's it. These are my customizations. Let me know what your thoughts are. I really liked how they turned out. I think eventually we'll get more of the Jordan 6 retros with Nike Air. So I mean, we already got the Maroons. We got the black one. So I'm waiting for the official white infrared to come out. And then just more recently, I think to pay tribute to Prince, they're doing the Nike the Jordan 6 Energy, which has purple and has like hair on it, and but they tagged it with Nike on the back. So I don't even know what the story with that is. But anyways, I think just for comparison, I think this is a pretty good nice shoe to have in your collection. It does bring back some nostalgic feelings of me back in high school, so it does achieve that. And but I think Jordan Brand could have done little things here and there to make it much better in terms of the OG. And also another thing I want to point out is that in the OG you can see that there's white Durbuck leather lining on the side, on the edge of the cut. So that just gave its character. I think it just have some white lines on the edge of the cut. So just something to really mimic the originals. So yeah, that's it. I don't want to keep this video any longer, but let me know if you have any questions. And hope you like this review. Subscribe and leave a comment, and let me know if you have any questions, and let me know your thoughts on my customization here. All right. Have a good one, and peace out. Talk to you later.